Hello, 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 beautiful soul. I am so honored and blessed to have you here and to be sharing this sacred time and space with you today. And what I wanted to share is how I am currently navigating uncertain times and changes and transitions and growth in my life personally and professionally as well. And so here's what I've started to do that has really been supportive for me. And I pray that if you are also feeling the depth of that new beginning energy, the shedding of the old, the welcoming of the new, the increased sensations and clarity, and increasing this momentum towards the newness that you are creating in your life and that you're calling in and manifesting. And if you are in that space or you're finding yourself in that little bit of confusion or chaos, or things are a little disorganized, just know that there's a lot of recalibration energy and realignment, reorganizing energy flooding into our planet right now from the cosmos. So if you're new here, I personally am very connected to the cosmos and the energy of that realm, but also how that impacts us on our day-to-day life and in our, grounded earthly human experience. And so where we're at right now is we're in a portal of eclipses energetically. And we're also moving into a period of Mercury going retrograde, which is a pretty common experience for us multiple times a year. This usually happens. And this is all about reevaluating, reviewing, and reorganizing our energy to learn the lessons we're meant to learn, to glean the wisdom we are meant to glean, to do things in a new way, or to redo things that maybe we did once before, but it just didn't feel correct. And so we're fine tuning. This is an energy of fine tuning in that newness energy and moving forward and progressing on our journey. And so this is going to be, working with us the next maybe 3 to 6 weeks, depending on your own journey and where you're at, how in tuned or aware you are. And I'm also here to bring your awareness to these changing tides and this recalibration in our energy collectively, but also on your individual journey as well. So here's what's helping me to navigate these changing times and uncertainty as we walk forward into this new beginning. And there is a lot of unknown that is surfacing right now. I know I'm feeling it personally and professionally, but it's also a collective theme. So I believe that you are here listening to this because you are also, there's a part of you that is either wanting to step into the unknown or being led and called into unknown, new beginning spaces, somewhere you've never been before, something you've never experienced before. And that can bring up a lot of stuff as you're sifting and sorting through. So the first thing that has been really supportive for me has been focusing on what does feel good to me. What comes easy, what feels natural, what feels light, what feels joyful, and what's going really, really well in my life right now. And deepening my appreciation for that, deepening my connection to the joy and the lightness and the natural flow of those things. And where this came from for me was that I was noticing that I wouldn't say getting stuck in, but I was really finding myself in this pattern of harping on the challenges, harping on the things that felt like a struggle, really focusing a lot of my energy on how do I solve this problem? How do I get myself out of this experience or move through this experience, or what is the solution here? And instead, what I had found was that I wasn't focused on the energy of receiving a solution. I was actually focused on the problem. I was focused on the challenge. I was focused on what feels like a struggle. And when we start harping on those things, or I don't love the word obsession. I just don't know another word to use in this moment. But when you're constantly thinking about or obsessing over, almost like compulsively focused on this challenge or this struggle or this problem that you're wanting to move through and be unstuck around, that is actually building momentum and focusing all of that energy on that problem is going to attract more of it. It's going to be more of this predominant energy in your vibration, and it's going to start gaining momentum. So the key around this to navigate is to shift your focus. Because again, what you focus on expands. And so the solution or the clarity and the next best step and the guidance and the direction can only come in vibrationally and energetically. You can only attract that when you are in a space of receptivity to receive it. And when you shift your gaze on what does feel good, what is easy, what is natural, light, joyful, what's already going well in your life, and you just start to build that appreciation and that joy and that connection and that lightness, and you let that build momentum, then the solutions that you are seeking can come in. Then they can be attracted to you because you are shifting your focus in a way that opens you. You are shifting your focus in a way that brings you a deeper level of ease and relaxation and calm and centeredness and grounded energy. And so I was finding, as I was navigating this in my own life and seeing, I've been focusing on the problem and I can't open to receive the solution if that's where my energy is going. I've got to shift my energy and where I'm putting that so that the solution energy can expand, so that the joy, appreciation, lightness, ease, energy can expand. And then that can gain momentum, and that can now be my predominant vibration. And so that is what I will start to welcome in and attract more of and open up to in my experience. So shift your focus on what does feel good, what's coming easily, naturally, what is going well for you, and amplify your connection to that joy, your connection to that appreciation, and deeply feeling that in the body. Which brings me to the next thing that has been supporting me in navigating these growth spaces of change. Feeling deeper emotions in the body. Desired emotions deeper in the body. That love, that joy, that appreciation, that support, that hope, faith, trust, protection. And even just now in this moment, as I say those words, what areas of your body are starting to light up, or are starting to buzz, or are starting to create sensation? That's the first way to start tuning into the emotions in the body and really allowing yourself to feel them. Feelings are frequency. That's vibrational energy moving through you. And the key with working with emotional energy in the body is that emotions are energy in motion. They're the element of water. They want to flow. They want to move. They want to be felt and experienced. And when you allow this connection to build and, crying tears of joy and appreciation and love and really letting yourself move into that state, that also is going to amplify this energy within you, but also create a deeper sense of flow internally in your internal wellspring. And so often we cut ourselves off from that flow, or we let that emotional energy get dammed up. And the other side of this, or the polarity around this, is that it's important to also feel through any undesired emotions that you've been navigating as well. Defeat, sadness, frustration, anger, grief, guilt, whatever it is that may be an undesired emotion, those also really need to be felt in the body and expressed and moved. And one powerful way to do this is through the breath, breathing into those areas that feel tense, breathing into those spaces in the body where you can detect or sense tension and emotional energy that's lingering, and allow it to move and to flow and to feel it, welcoming in that presence of the water element to support you in moving this energy through the feeling sensations in the body. So connecting to those emotions, desired, undesired, whatever is showing up for you moment by moment, creating that internal connection in safety and grace and compassion, and letting those flow so that your internal wellspring of energy and vitality can move and expand through this emotional connection internally with the self. The next thing that has been supporting me is focusing on what is known to me and what is grounding to me. As we are stepping into this accelerated ascension energy on the planet. And what I mean by that is Mother Earth and all of us in humanity are continuing to receive more and more light and more light forms of information. This has been happening for many years now, and it's going to continue accelerating in speed. We are dismantling and dissolving density at a faster rate and pace and speed on the planet. And that affects us as human bodies with, we're dense. We are physical material bodies, and we live in a physical material world. And also all of that is made up of atoms, light, and energy and vibration. And so as this speeding up and ascension into more light continues to expand and accelerate, we are ascending into more lighter states of being, lighter states of consciousness, lighter energy in our physical world. And as this speeds up and accelerates, we can also feel that really deeply. And sometimes it can feel ungrounding, or like there's just a lot of energy swirling around you, especially if you're highly sensitive and intuitive or empathic. It's really important now to ground your energy and to find your own internal stability. So focusing on what is known and what is grounding to me gives me that internal sense of stability. It gives me this coming home sense of, oh, I know this, and I know this, and I know this. And this is true for me, and this is right for me, and this is what grounds me. So coming back to maybe core beliefs that are really supportive for you. One of them for me that's really anchoring is, I know that I am divinely protected, supported, and guided. Always and forever. One of the things that is known to me is that I am full of love and I'm full of lightness and I have a really big, beautiful heart and I'm well-intentioned and I have love within me and love all around me and I feel really deeply anchored and supported in my life. Just in general, keeping it general sometimes is even better. And then you can go more specific as more knowns show up for you, as you then focus and let that energy start to amplify and let that ground you on an emotional and mental and spiritual level. And then on the physical plane, moving the body, stretching your body, drinking more water or things that feel grounding to you. So one thing that's been coming to me is drinking more tea. There's something about drinking tea right now and eating more warm foods that has felt really, really grounding for me. So, and also being outside, being in nature or connecting to aspects of nature, even looking at pictures of nature, that can also bring you into that grounded beauty within. So finding that, focusing on what is known, focusing on what is grounding, and allowing yourself to stabilize your field. Another thing that I find very grounding is eliminating excess stimulation and excess noise or distractions as much as possible. And whatever that looks like for you. So cultivating maybe moments of peace and solitude or moments of stillness, moments of unplugging from anything external and really coming back into your center through the breath, through, focusing on something that brings you joy, whether it's active, moving your body. Whatever that is for you, experiment here, explore here, the things that bring you into that known energy and what feels grounding to you. And that's bringing me into the fourth and final thing that has been supporting me in navigating this current situation and life. The last is daydreaming and intentionally meditating to connect and embody the energy of my future self and higher self in the now moment. So that may have been a mouthful for some of you, but it's really, really, really important to allow yourself that time and space, even if it's just 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, to connect to a daydream, intentionally meditating and being with that, not having to attach any outcomes to it or any results or anything, no agenda here. Let the agenda of it go. And again, bring in that feeling piece, bring in that emotional energy, bring in that grounding, and allowing that daydream to come into you intentionally and connecting with that energy. And when you connect through those lighthearted daydreams, what you're actually doing is connecting to a future version of yourself, that higher self aspect of you in the now moment. So as you embrace your daydreams and intentionally connect to that energy and those feelings or those visions or that imagination or whatever the scenario is for you, again, go general on just anything that will inspire you and bring you joy. And if there is something specific, then welcome in that specific aspect too. But the key here is to let go of the agenda, let go of the results, let go of those outcomes, and just embrace the daydream and that connection to that energy. As you do that in that now moment, in those now moments, you are simultaneously merging with that future aspect of you, with that higher self aspect of you. And that is going to guide your steps forward. That aspect of you that knows, that aspect of you that is calling you forth, that is walking you and guiding you forward, along with your divine team and spirit, all working together with you. They will guide your next steps forward when you allow yourself to bask and be and connect in that state. And practicing this is a practice. This isn't just a once and done, right? It's a practice. It's an intentional daydream, an intentional meditation to create that connection, and practicing it until you feel a sense of completion, until you feel a sense of forming, until you feel a sense of this is grounding within me. And I feel rejuvenated and I feel inspired and I feel filled up just from this experience in that connection. And letting that radiance really pour out of you and infuse your life. And then moving along throughout your day. Having those intentional moments of connection are so important to your overall well-being. And in time, it will become more and more evident of what is unfolding for you, right? But each day, that practice will ground you into that day. It will ground you into that forming of that path with greater clarity. We don't have to have the answers all right now, but we have to choose to open ourselves to receiving them and allowing that guidance and allowing that energy to come in and to form. And the way that you can do that is through daydreaming and intentionally meditating to just connect with those aspects that fill you up and light you up, just by the thought and the feeling of it. And letting that be enough, holding on to that, holding that energy within your system. And then when you are called to act, inspired guidance, divine guidance, when you're inspired to take that action, whatever it may be, even if it doesn't make sense or it's unexpected or it's not logical, but it feels correct for you, that's what you do. You act. You move through your days with that energy and that intention of letting the things come to you, letting the unfolding happen, and grounding in through your focus, through your action, through feeling good and focusing on the appreciation, feeling those deeper emotions, allowing yourself to stay grounded and stabilized and connected to you. All of these have been such key for me in navigating these waves. I am personally going to continue practicing them because each day is new. Our energy is ever changing and dynamic and fluidly moving. And it's so important to have daily practices and daily ways of connecting and grounding within so that you can co-create these external experiences that unfold with greater ease as you are transitioning, transforming, growing, and expanding. I pray all of this guidance serves you so deeply on your journey and on your path today. I would love to know what supported you most, what resonated most. You can share in an email response or below this video in the comments. And please share with somebody you know who would also benefit from receiving this. If you desire to go deeper in any capacity, reach out to me and let's connect about where you're at on your journey, where you desire to go, and how I may be able to support you in doing so. I'm sending you so much love and light and abundant blessings until our next divine encounter soon. Namaste.